you tried ice, you tried a cortisone shot and it's still hurting, I need you to watch this entire video. So here is what the cycle usually looks like. Your shoulder starts hurting. You back off of bench press, then you ice it. After a couple of weeks, it calms down enough for you to start training again. Then you go see your primary care doctor. And what do they say? Take these pills. They order an MRI. The MRI report comes back and it shows a partial thickness rotator cuff tear, likely degenerative. They refer you to the orthopedic surgeon. They start with a cortisone shot. So you get that shot and you feel great for 5, maybe 6 weeks. So you start training again. You get back under that bar and the pain comes back at week 6. At some point, you finally end up at physical therapy, but you're doing internal rotation, external rotation. It feels good when you're at the office, but the minute you get back in the gym, pain's back. If that's you or something close to it, I see it every single week. And here's what you need to understand. It's probably a weak rotator cuff, sure, but the rotator cuff is being blamed for a crime it didn't commit. More times than not, what we'll see is that there's a problem going on at the neck or at the shoulder blade, and the rotator cuff is just stuck in the middle. Of course, it's weak, but it's weak because you've been overutilizing other muscles and not using the rotator cuff the way it's designed. And nobody found that because they didn't watch you move. The MRI machine doesn't watch you move. Your orthopedic consult was a joke, and the PT that you saw just checked boxes. They just put you on a protocol. Nobody actually looked at your shoulder blade or the way that your neck could have been involved in the whole picture. So that's how we do things different on your first session. We watch you move with weight, without weight, doing the thing that actually caused the pain in the first place. So let's think about what this process has actually cost you. I don't mean the MRIs, the cortisone shots, the copays. Yeah, all that stuff adds up. You've probably spent $2,000 to $5,000 so far on shoulder pain that's still there. But what I'm talking about is 8 months of lost training, not being able to pick your kids up over your head like you want to, muscle that you promised yourself you would put on and you didn't. And then there's the other stuff, all the modifications that you're having to make for your workouts, the fact that you stopped doing certain movements altogether because of pain. Here's the part that should make you mad. It's completely fixable. The rotator cuff can be offloaded in order to heal. You can retrain the muscles of your shoulder. And in somewhere between 8 and 12 visits, the majority of our patients are back to full training, pain-free. So let me tell you how we're different. We work with a 3-step process. First step, calm the pain down. That's what brought you in the first place. That's what got you modifying those workouts. Number 2, correct movement patterns. You're all over the place at this point. You've got pain, you've got dysfunction, you've got compensation patterns that are happening. After the pain has calmed down and those movement patterns are better, then we're going to conquer all of your movements. Back to bench pressing, overhead pressing, tricep extensions, seated press, all of those things that you've been putting off for 8 months at this point will be 100% pain-free and back to pushing those numbers up every single week. And here, the difference between us and other PT offices is that we're not going to make you stop training in the middle of rehab. We're going to modify things. We're going to do things a smart way. But do you have to stop going to the gym? Nope. You have to stop bench pressing altogether? Probably not. So 3 months from now, you could still be in the same cycle, managing, modifying, hoping that it gets better on its own. Or you could call us, figure out exactly what's going on, and have a plan to fix it within an hour.